Hey, it's Lucas.Murphy with eXp Realty. Today we're walking through the Milwaukee County housing market update for October 2025. I'll break down what's changing, what's holding steady, and what this means if you're thinking about buying or selling this fall. Let's get started. First, let's take a look at the big picture. Overall, the market is still moving upward. We're seeing double-digit price growth year over year, and inventory remains tight. Rates have stayed stable, but affordability continues to be a challenge for many buyers. Even with a slight cooling in pace, Milwaukee remains a seller-leaning market. Next, let's take a closer look at what's driving that growth. The median sales price in Milwaukee County is now $304,000. That's a 10.7% increase compared to last year, and about a 1.5% bump from last month. For buyers, that means stretching budgets a bit further. For sellers, it's still a strong moment to capture equity. Now let's look at how quickly homes are selling. Median days on market moved up to 20 days. That's an 11% increase year over year and month over month. Homes are still selling quickly, but buyers have a little more breathing room compared to last fall. For sellers, this shift means pricing and presentation matter more. Inventory also plays a big role here, so let's take a look. Inventory sits at 1,182 homes, which is still very tight for a county of this size. Competition remains strongest under the $350,000 price point, where choices are extremely limited. With that tight supply, pricing accuracy becomes even more important. The average home is selling for 98.5% of its original list price. That's slightly softer than last year, but still shows that buyers are willing to pay near asking when homes are priced correctly. For buyers, there's a bit more negotiation power. For sellers, overpricing can lead to longer days on market. So how competitive is the market overall? Let's look at months of supply. We're at 2 months of supply, which is still deep in sellers' market territory. While it's slowly trending toward balance, sellers still hold most of the leverage right now. And new listings aren't adding much relief. We saw 824 new listings in October. That's flat year over year and only slightly higher than last month. In other words, supply isn't expanding, which keeps upward pressure on prices. Affordability is one of the biggest topics this fall, so let's break that down. The median household income in Milwaukee County is about $63,300. Using standard lending ratios, that supports a monthly housing budget around $1,477. At current rates, that translates to a purchase power of roughly $240,000. That's well below the current median price, which is why buyers are feeling the squeeze. And interest rates play a major role here. Rates have been steady. We're at 6.24% for a 30-year fixed mortgage, just a hair below last month's 6.25%. Over the last year, rates have floated between 6.17% and 7.04%. This consistency gives buyers a bit more predictability as they plan their next move. And even small shifts can change the monthly payment. Here's an example. On a $300,000 home with 20% down, this month's payment at 6.24% is $1,476. Last month, at 6.25%, it was $1,477. It's only a small difference, about $1.50, but this shows how sensitive affordability can be, especially for buyers right at the top of their budget. Price points also behave very differently in today's market. Under $250,000, the market is extremely competitive. Inventory is low and days on market stay under 20. Between $250,000 and $350,000, we see the strongest buyer pool. This is the core of the market, and listings move quickly. Above $500,000, things shift. Buyers have more leverage, more time, and more opportunity to negotiate. So what should buyers be focusing on right now? Buyers should expect competition in the lower price bands. Pre-approval and fast decision-making are still essential. Above $500,000, negotiation room opens up, and expanding your search radius can reveal better value. And on the selling side, homes are still selling in about 20 days, which is very quick historically. Pricing strategically is the key to attracting strong early offers. Staging and presentation have become more important as the market cools slightly, and homes under $350,000 continue to perform extremely well. Let's wrap things up with a quick data summary. Here's a fast recap. Median price, $304,000. Days on market, 20. Sale to list price, 98.5%. Month supply 2.0. Inventory 1,182 homes. Mortgage rate 6.24%. Overall, demand remains strong and prices continue climbing. Recent headlines help confirm this trend. Local news outlets continue reporting strong demand, rising prices, and steady sales volume across Milwaukee County. The general consensus is that the market remains resilient heading into winter. So what's the outlook moving forward? We're seeing a gradual cooling, which creates a healthier and more balanced environment. Sellers still hold the advantage in most price ranges, but buyers gain more leverage as you move higher in price. The market is expected to stay strong through early winter. Let's finish with next steps. If you'd like to talk through how these trends impact your goals, I'd be happy to sit down and build a strategy with you. You can schedule a time using the link below.